Hello and welcome back to the channel for what is the round 17 review, and I'm not going to lie, I'm absolutely spent. Had a huge weekend. Played footy on Saturday against South Bendigo, got the win, which was really good, and went out on Saturday night with a few of the lads, and gee, it was a late one, and I'm really starting to feel it today on a Monday. Battled through work today and was pretty much a lost cause on Sunday. pretty bang average. Saw Aaron, real regular of the channel. He's been a huge support for a long time, and it was good to have a chat with him. So yeah, shout out to you, Aaron. It was good to get into a bit of Supercoach stuff. But yeah, no, all in all, pretty good night. But yeah, definitely feeling the effects of it today. So do apologise for a little bit of what could be a real form slump in this upload, because yeah, not really keen, not really feeling up to it. But yeah, no, it wasn't a bad weekend all in all, but we'll get stuck into a little bit of Supercoach. Was on the phone with DR for quite a while over the weekend, so it was good to have a chat with him as well, and we spoke a lot of Supercoach, and yeah, I probably should apologise to him. I twisted his arm to Captain Neil, I think. I had a big part in that, so apologies to you there, mate, but we'll get stuck straight into it. So we've ranked the highest we've ever been, and I said that last week, but yeah, we went up another 275 spots. We're now ranked 1.5k, 1,579, which is really good. I'm super happy with that, in all honesty. 2,411. That's a pretty good score, I would imagine. Got scaled up. I thought I scored a bit lower than that. Nonetheless, leagues was pretty decent. You take that. A lot of them are pretty close. And still got 3 trades left, and I do have some plans. Not this week, but we'll discuss them in the next couple of weeks when hopefully we can get to it. But without further ado, we'll get stuck into it and have a look at the team coming in around 18. Gee, how quick's this year gone? Already round 18. Unbelievable. It moves so quickly. The weeks just fly by, and So, as always, we start defence, and this can just piss off. This is probably the most annoying feature. It doesn't help that my computer is just already slow enough as it is, so that's just a pain in the ass. Congratulations, I don't care. Back 6, Jordan Dawson had a real average game. Was tagged quite heavily by, who was it? I honestly can't remember. Was it Glass? Not Glass, Nash. Not sure. Watched a bit of the game, but didn't really take much notice. Wasn't his day. Quite unfortunate, but he won't be D1 for much longer. James Sisley gave away a 50 mil penalty real early. Had me scratching my head. He carries on. But he backed it up and scored a 92, and you take that under the circumstances, could probably lost 10 to 15 points just in the first 5 minutes of the game. Real shitty start from him. So yeah, he's good. I love his ball use from deep down defence. From the pockets, he just absolutely launches it and hits targets lace out. It's really good to watch. So yeah, Sisley having a real All-Australian type of year, you would imagine, and somebody that we should definitely almost lock in for 2023. So yeah, we love Sisley. Jack Sinclair, didn't see any of this game, so bit hazy. Obviously, I was out with the boys, but you take a 110. Georgie Hewett was superb. He had his best score in quite a long time. Had a pretty average five rounds, it has to be said. And speaking of average, Jack Crisp as well has struggled, but I'm not too worried about it. If I'm honest, he's had a solid year, but yeah, the role's still good, but yeah, it's just a bit of a form slump. I think he'll come good. I mean, the role's fine, but the role for short isn't fine. So I'm more worried about a 95 from short than I am from a 77 from Crisp, because we know who's got which role. So yeah, playing midfield, a little bit forward, gave away a 50-metre penalty, so his scoring was sort of shattered a little bit, but nonetheless probably wouldn't have scored any higher than a 105 or even a 100 if he hadn't have done that. So yeah, I'm going to wait for him to play North Melbourne, and then when push comes to shove, there'll be some real big decisions being made with this selection. I'm I'm genuinely worried. He has just been so disappointing for the team. I wanted to get rid of him last week for Bailey Dale, and thank goodness I didn't do that. He copped a real bad tag, a defensive tag it was, from, was it Clark? He tagged Sinclair the other week, so that's something to worry about. So whenever Sydney play anyone in our defence, we should be quite concerned. That's going to be a real interesting topic for years to come. Will that be a popular thing? Will opposition look to shut down rebounding defenders? I'm not sure, but yeah, that's quite worrying. D'Ambrosio was subbed out, a bit stiff. A lot of people had him on field. Parnell's solid. He's just going to be pretty good coverage. I'd expect him to play most games, hopefully every game this year. So, yeah, real good coverage in defence, but I can't say the same thing for other positions. Well, we'll move into the midfield now. So I avoided some captaincy carnage. It really has to be said. So this was my tactic. It was the same sort of tactic I had with Oliver playing the Crows. Was it last week where why would you VC anyone else but you just VC Oliver? Well, I had the same theory for Lachie Neale against the Bombers. He's average against them in the last, I think, 3 times he's played them is almost 170 points, like back-to-back 157s and then a 198. If I'm not mistaken, not that great with maths, so I'm not sure what the average for that would be, but as we know, superb, really good average against the Dons. So, yeah, I just played it safe and thought, you know what? But he was tagged so badly by Caldwell, just wore him like a glove, which wasn't really a bad thing because I had Laird to fall back on, which was really, really bloody important. I had 42 disposals, but yeah, a lot of handballs and pretty poor disposal efficiency in the first half. Turned it around, was unreal in the third quarter. I had 12, 13 touches just in that. Was really good. And a 125 in like most weeks is okay with the captaincy, but considering Oliver was 124, Neale 89, I don't think many people would have had the VC on Took or Bray Shaw. So yeah, I got out of jail definitely here, and this was a really big reason I went up nearly 300 spots in the ranks, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're in the top 1%, and at this point of the year, I mean, every rank change matters. It's quite hard to go up more than that. So I did the best I possibly could, and I don't think there's anything I could have done to make this side better over round 17. Oliver is probably going to miss a week. We know he's fractured a finger, I'm pretty sure, so that's a bit unfortunate. Going to have to field Morris Rioli Part 2, which is we know what he's been serving me. You've seen the Twitter post I spoke about in last week's review, but yeah, not great. The field to on-field ratio is pretty shithouse, but he scored 20-something, so hopefully he's due for a good game. If he could score 60, I'd be absolutely wrapped with that. But yeah, that's something I'm just going to have to do this week. But yeah, all in all, pretty solid. So yeah, Took was great. We love that. He's found some form. Yeah, got nothing against him at the moment. Was a bit worried about a month ago, but yeah, really lifted his game up, which is great. We just discussed Neale, unfortunate. He'll bounce back, the champion he is. Just copping a lot of tags, though. I mean, he's like the Jack Steele of the Brisbane Lions. I mean, he's by far their best player, and yeah, everyone just goes straight to him, every single tagger, and if you can lock him down, you would. So yeah, Jackson McRae, good without being great. Hasn't been the best season for him. Highly owned, and yeah, just someone that I would avoid for a loophole, a VC or whatever. So that's all I have to say there. Other than that, then yeah, he's been fine. Bray Shaw, he was so much better than 132. Would he have 11 or 12 tackles? Maybe 10? Just unbelievable. He's a champion player. 37 disposals, I think. As I said, didn't see this game. Just checked the stats after. I don't have them in front of me, so off by heart, not really sure. But you'd think he'd score more than 132. That's a little bit interesting. I'm not sure what the whole champion data system is with that. Was his disposal efficiency not that great? That's something I haven't really looked into. But yeah, what I do know is, I was expecting a little bit more than a 132, but considering Petrarca went 91, I'm taking that every day of the week because that's who I could have instead of Bray Shaw at the time when I trade someone in. So yeah, as a selection, yes, Petrarca had that 189 last week that I missed out on, but consistently Bray Shaw has been, I think, the better pick. Josh Kelly, he's been consistent as well, pretty much averaging 110 and should do. I'm not sure if he's even given me a real spike game. I want him to go 130 sooner or later. Being the pod that he is, that would be really important for my team. Just need him to lift a little bit. But yeah, I've been pretty happy with his form. If he can stay durable, that's the main thing too, because we know how much he struggled with his Achilles and his ankle and what else you can add to that list. So yeah, he's been fine. And Cripper, I'm really, really pissed off with this one. I really want to trade him, but if I trade him now, which I definitely could, I've got a lot of money, I don't think I'll be able to do my future trade plans for Jaden Short. So this is a real interesting one. Someone that I think I'm just forced to hold and hopefully he finds form, but I don't know what's going on with Cripper. I know he's in a real high amount of teams, but that's all the more reason why I want to trade him, because I don't want to be on the sinking ship with everyone else. I want to avoid those shitty scores that everyone's going to cop as a real anti-pod type thing. So yeah, it's been really painful having him in my team, but hopefully we can get rid of him with a luxury trade in the next few weeks. I don't know. We'll wait and see. But yeah, he owes us a big score, Cripper. I don't know. He started the season so good. He's been pretty fit. Nothing's happened. I don't think he's carrying anything. So yeah, it's not great. Not ideal. Speaking of not ideal, this coverage is not ideal. What is going on? I haven't planned very well for that at all. So with the Oliver injury, I'm going to have to cop a pretty bang average score from Rioli, who just come off a 26 right there. So that's a bit shit house. Well, what can you do about it? So the rucks, Witts was very nice. Sean Darcy, so this was another one. He kicked 2 goals, had 27 hit-outs. I think, I'm not sure his hit-outs to advantage were, and maybe he had about 17 touches. Probably should have looked at the stats before I did the video, but as I said to you at the start, it's Monday after a huge Saturday night on the piss, so yeah, we're a little bit hay going, but yeah, Darcy really good. I mean, a 111, you just take that. I mean, it's nothing to really complain about considering, there's no one else I'd rather own. I mean, the rucks are a little bit of a shamble. Even Maxi Gawn, I'm a bit questionable on, and Jackson scored was it 70, 63, 68? I'm not sure. But he's in 23% of teams around the mark. So, yeah, it could be worse. So, yeah, these two, if they can stay fit for the rest of the season, I'll be more than happy with that. I'm not too worried about form. They're not going to be in my captaincy. So, yeah, wouldn't be worrying too much about that. And the forward line, so yeah, Bonapale, he just gets 100 every week, doesn't he? So yeah, that's fine. English was okay. Looked like he struggled a bit. You'd think he'd score a little bit higher against Laddams and Reed, and has the best record on Sydney as well. Like, I've been a really consistent server against them, but I don't know what's going on with the Bulldogs. They're just struggling all around. I mean, every single pick hasn't been the pick we want it to be, unless you went Liberatore. So, yeah, there's alarm bells going on at the Bulldogs, and definitely with the Bulldogs players in our Supercoach teams, but I don't think we can be too worried about this. I still think he's a top 6 forward scoring-wise. Definitely not for total points, clearly, with the durability factor, but, yeah, scoring potential is definitely still there. 117 average. We can't really ignore that, so hopefully he can bounce back and hit the ton next week. Canelio, love this pick. Been really good. It was a wise decision going with the comp and getting him back in my team. And Will Brodie, DR put something on his Twitter comparing him to Callum Mills, and I think their stats were really similar. So I got to give a shout out to him for doing that, because it was good insight. And Mills went 130. So, I mean, what's the go with that? I'm not sure, but yeah, Champion Data aren't really too keen on this pick. Was his disposal bad? I'm not really sure, but every single Freo player, Brodie, Darcy, Bray Shaw, all robbed by Champion Data. So that's a a real reason why I'm a bit salty that I didn't go up a bit more in the ranks. I would have really liked to have done that, but nonetheless, you take that. He's in a high amount of teams anyway, but I was expecting more than an 88 considering how good I thought he played. I thought he was remarkable. One of their best players for the night. So yeah, did really good against the Saints. Dunkley, another one of those Bulldogs players who's been struggling to find form, and the scoring suggests why. Why is he scoring like that? I'm not sure. I don't think he's not carrying anything either. You wouldn't suspect, getting a high amount of CBAs. So there's no real excuse. But I guess in a lot of teams, I think 60% of the competition own him. So there's not really a whole lot to discuss. But yeah, definitely a bit concerned. And yeah, finish off with Luke Parker. He's been really good. My last upgrade, obviously I was 1.7k too short for Butters to Parker, so I had to downgrade, hence why I'm so limited with me 3 trades, which I will not be using this week. No trades this week. We're going to hold off until maybe next week, see how we go. But yeah, this is the team, and yeah, I think it's going well. I'm really, really quite happy with it, and I would definitely like Mills in there. He's a good one. Doherty's someone that I've really been thinking about. Not own him, and he went 131, so that's really hurting as well. And Libba, I'd like to have Liberatore, but you can't have them all, I guess. You've got to be pretty good to nail every single pick. So captains for this week, I really haven't even looked at the fixture. I haven't decided. I'm not really sure. Oliver's going to be out. He'd be my VC every single week, or my captaincy in this occasion, considering he plays on the Sunday. So he'll be out of it. Maybe Neil. Can Neil bounce back against the Giants? Went 160 on them earlier this season. You wouldn't see that coming, so just leave it as it is. And maybe just Captain Laird, who plays... Where's Adelaide? Oh, he plays before. Okay. Maybe VC Laird for Neil. I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided, but I'll reveal that on Twitter anyway, as you guys know. But yeah, I'll wrap it up here, guys. Yeah, hope everyone's doing well. Hope your team's going alright. I think my team's going good. Definitely the best season I've ever had. So yeah, it's good to finally have a good season, be in the top 1%. All I want to do now is just maintain that rank, and yeah, there's plenty of work to do. And yeah, got some coin in the bank, a few extra trades, and yeah, I'll assess the situation after next week and see if I feel like burning one, depending on what Short and Cripper do. But yeah, that's just about it from here, guys. Take it easy, look after yourselves, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.